Good afternoon, fans. This is your girl from Mel'S Match Chat, and this is your official AEW Revolution 2023, review. Amazing show last night. Amazing show. I hope that everybody enjoyed it. I could have done with a lot of the blood didn't need to be there, but I can't do anything about it. Thank God it was over at a decent time. It wasn't over midnight, which I was even more amazingly happy about. And let's see what else. We have new champions. We have a way to get to another challenger for MJF because he did retain last night. And we are just going to now get to the build of Double or Nothing. That's going to be happening at the end of May. I think it's the 27th, if I'm not mistaken. So, funny thing is I'll be in Las Vegas at that time. Not that time, but I'll be at Las Vegas at the beginning of May, and this is going to be the end of May. And I should have seen if I could be in town during that, but because it's my birthday. My birthday is at the beginning of May, and I'm going to be going around my birthday. So it is what it is. And yes, I didn't cut my hair. I just have it up in a clip. See, so you don't think that I actually cut my hair? My God, even today it's doing a good thing. It's staying where I need to do. And I hope everybody enjoyed my preview and predictions yesterday. Sorry it was up late, and I'm going to apologize now. It's probably not going to be up until probably around 3. So I want to send out my apologies now. So when you're watching this, you'll understand. Also, please do me a favor. Go check out, while you're here, go check out after this. Go check out episode 280. It's live on the channel. Go check it out, please. Also, like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and like and share my videos and stuff like that. Also, please check me out on all social media, Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, Mel'S Match Chat. And please go check me out on Snapchat and Facebook. Also, please do me a favor. Go and check out the people over at Harry's.com. Visit their website. Get all your toiletry essentials and your shaving essentials. Go check them out. If you have a beard, please go check out Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and get all your beard essentials there. And if you want to murder your thirst, like I always do, you could do it with spring water, sparkling water, flavored sparkling water, and now iced tea. So they're getting you all around the mulberry bush here. So they have iced tea. They have their new flavors of iced tea. They have the regular iced tea. They have the Arnold Palmer, and they have peach. So go check them out. I am trying to find a store that they have them loose, so I could check 3 of the cans out, and then I could differentiate which ones that I wanted, which ones that taste good. Because I love iced tea. Oh my God, it's so good. So go check them out. Also, you could go get the flavored spring sparkling water, which is lime, mango orange, and mixed berry. So they got you covered in all facets. They really want to make sure that that thirst is gone, like the wind, Also, please go check out the people over at Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. They have their new dessert coffees, which they took gingerbread, pumpkin, and blueberry vanilla, and then they put it in a tri-pack. So you order it, you get the 3 flavors, and you're good to go. They are asking for new flavors, which I said, let's do vicious or violent vanilla. Let's do that. Just straight vanilla. And that's chef's kiss. Um, so go check them out over there at deathwishcoffee.com. Please, this Friday, I think the 10th, I think it is. Let me just double check. It is this Friday. HOG Wrestling is going to have their next event, and it's going to be on Friday. They're going to have Jacob Fatu taking on Darren Young from WWE. He's going to be challenging for the HOG Wrestling's Heavyweight Championship, and it's going to be taking place this Friday. Kushida's going to be there. And the event is with glory comes pride. So you can get your tickets at hogwrestling.net. And so, April's next month. I'm a huge autism advocate. The reason why I am a huge autism advocate is because my son has autism. He cannot speak. He's nonverbal. So that makes me his advocate. I've been an advocate before advocacy became cool, okay? So I am the voice of the voiceless, basically. We are the voice of the voiceless. If you go and, get yourself educated about autism, you can then advocate for people. Like, they should have this, they should have that, they should have this. If we have it, they should, all right? So every April, we have Autism Awareness Month, the entire month of April. Now, in my household, it's not just 1 month. It's not just one day. It's all year round. But they do honor it. On April 2nd, World Autism Awareness Day is coming very soon. I want you to tag me, either do a video or do a picture, take a selfie, whatever. Wear the color blue. Tag me and hashtag it World Autism Awareness Day. Let's light social media up blue, because I wear blue. You should be wearing blue as well. April 2nd. I know that's WrestleMania weekend, and I wish that WWE, though that they're the beginning of April is the WrestleMania normally. I wish they would, do something, like proceeds from this event would go to autism research. I really wish that WWE would do stuff on autism, but they rather deal with death. They rather deal with cancer, because that's more of a cash cow, right? Shit, I can guarantee you in WWE they have people who have autism, and they don't want to take the next steps to support that. Children this day and age that have autism could be your boss, or it could be the next CEO of a company. That's how intelligent they are. They may act like they don't know what they're doing, but they are smart. My son, oh my God, he is so brilliant. He nothing gets past him, but because of his inability to talk, it's frustrating for him. So that's why I have to be there, and I'm always advocating for him. So just please do me that favor. Take a picture, take a video wherever you are. Obviously, you're going to follow me when you're on that service. Please tag me and hashtag it World Autism Awareness Day. And please wear the color blue, or a piece of clothing that is blue, or, maybe have a lollipop, or do something. I want to see blue. I want the entire social medias to be lit up in blue, because It just doesn't stop on one day. It's my life 24/7. So, all right, let's get this crack-a-lackin'. Last night was AEW Revolution. And we had pre-show 0 hour stuff, and we had pretty nice 0 hour, and I can't see my notes. I'm blind as a bat. So we had 0 hour last night, and it was really, really good. I actually got into the first match because I was watching in the 0 hour. I was watching it in here in my kitchen, and then I got, I wanted to relax and, be in my bedroom and be nice and cozy, and, I wanted to, enjoy the pay-per-view. So I went into my room and I watched the main stuff in my room. So we started 0 hour with Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion Mark Briscoe and the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix. They faced Arya Davari and the Varsity Athletes, Josh Woods and Tony Nese. Penta El Zero Miedo and Tony Nese began for their respective teams, but quickly broke down as both teams entered the ring and began to brawl. 3 against 3. Mark hit a flipping neckbreaker off the apron on Josh Woods. Mark Sterling jumped on the apron to distract Penta El Zero Miedo. Woods, Nese, and Davari utilized quick tags to trap Penta El Zero Miedo in the corner of the ring. Rey Fenix made the tag, but Woods countered the tornillo with a rising knee strike. Chicken got the tag and used his redneck kung fu on Arya Davari. If you don't love Mark Briscoe, you don't love pro wrestling, said Tony Schiavone. Using a chair, Mark Briscoe launched himself over the top rope. Woods and Nese onto Woods and Nese. Mark climbed to the top rope, but Nese disturbed Mark's balance. Mark chopped Nese off the turnbuckles. Nese came back with a 450 splash on Mark, but the Lucha Bros broke up the tag. The Lucha Bros crushed Ari and Mark splashed Ari with a froggy bow to score the win. So then we had Jim Ross join the broadcasting team for this part of Revolution. And it's this. And then we also had a the beginning of the actual main card. Absolute Ricky Starks versus the Ocho Chris Jericho. The Jericho Appreciation Society was banned from ringside. Starks planted Jericho with a DDT off the ropes for a near fall. Ricky went for a spear, but Jericho had Starks scouted and countered with a code breaker. That was a big-time counter by a big-time wrestler, said Taz. Jericho and Starks slugged it out in the center of the ring. Starks clocked Jericho with a thrust kick. Starks put Jericho in a single-leg crab. Sammy Guevara ran to ringside, but Action Andretti came out of nowhere and neutralized Sammy. As the ref was distracted by Sammy and action brawling outside the ring, Jericho cracked Ricky with a baseball bat. Jericho tried for a Judas effect, but Ricky blocked it. Starks nailed Jericho with a Rochambeau and pinned the Ocho. I think it's safe to say that Starks has the number of Jericho, said Taz. Probably the biggest win in Ricky Starks' career, said Jim Ross. A buried alive match. Jungle Boy Jack Perry versus Christian Cage. This match wasn't what I thought it was going to be. And can they find anything original? I mean, they did the same spot like they did with Finn and Edge. I told you, fucking Christian Cage is a bargain basement Edge. Do you honestly think Triple H and Vince McMahon were going to allow Edge into AEW? Not a chance in hell. The only rule, you have to shove your opponent in a casket and shut the lid and to win. Jack Perry grounded and pounded Christian Cage. Jack has not lost in this calendar year, said Jim Ross. Jungle Boy was looking for a tope, but Christian Cage retreated through the crowd. Jack Perry stalked Christian up the stands through the fans. Jack Perry tackled Christian Cage on the ramp. Now, I don't understand. They go back near the ringside. Couldn't they have just made a beeline to if you've seen it? They could have made a beeline and came back through the crowd that way and got up on the ramp that way. That made absolutely no sense. Just blame it on a TK producer. Jack Perry's mother and sister were watching from the front row. Jack Perry connected with the tope and sent Christian Cage crashing against the ringside barricade. Christian Cage grabbed Jack Perry's leg and swept him off the ring steps. Christian Cage pulled Jack's belt off and began to whip him with it. And I like the fact that they didn't have regular ring gear. They had jeans, they had, stuff that, you would wear, not in a wrestling ring because it wasn't a real wrestling match. So I like that. That is something that I was happy about. Christian Cage opened the casket and pulled a steel chair out of it. Perry was there and attempted a pile driver on the ramp, but Christian Cage countered it with a backdrop. Christian was about to go for the kill switch on the ramp, but Jungle Boy shoved Christian off the ramp and onto the cold, hard floor. As Jack Perry was about to swing a chair at Christian Cage kicked Perry with a low blow. Christian Cage threw dirt into Jungle Boy's eyes, temporarily blinding him. Christian swung a chair at Perry, looking for the concerto, but Perry defended himself with a shovel. Jack Perry locked in a snare trap using the shovel for extra leverage. All of that. Jack Perry cracked Christian Cage with a chair, hitting him with a concerto of his own. Jack rolled Christian into the casket, closed it and the lid, and to win the match. A signature victory for Jungle Boy Jack Perry, said Jim Ross. But he had to go to a very dark place, replied Excalibur. He went to that next level, added Taz. AEW World Trios Championship match. The Elite, Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks versus the House of Black, Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Malachi Black. Don Callis goes and does commentary. Who fucking cares? He doesn't need to. He doesn't even need to be there. Omega and Matthews began their respective teams. Buddy grabbed a wrist lock, but Kenny countered it. It was like watching a clinic with these two, said Jim Ross. Malachi Black is tagged himself in. The fans chanted, "This is awesome," before Black and Omega even locked up. Omega blocked a leg kick from Black. Omega used an arm drag. Black tried for a black heel kick, but Omega ducked it. Matt Jackson tagged in and called out Brody King. Matt hit the ropes and then tagged out to his brother. The Young Bucks nailed Brody with a double dropkick. There was a point in this match where Nick was about to tag in, not Nick, Matt was supposed to tag in Nick. But he says, "I ain't doing this shit. He's scary. No bueno." Nick spiked Buddy with a facebuster. Matt jumped over the post with a crossbody press on Matt. And Omega took down Brody King with a Hurricane Rana. Omega went over the top with a Terminator dive, wiping out the House of Black on the arena floor. The momentum shifted in the favor of House of Black. Brody splashed Nick Jackson in the corner, then tossed him halfway across the ring. Kenny Omega tagged in and crumbled Brody with a basement dropkick. Matthews tagged in and blasted Kenny with a John Woo dropkick. Omega was looking for a Snapdragon suplex, but Brody King nearly decapitated Omega with a short arm lariat. Malachi Black tagged in and clocked Kenny with a leaping knee strike. Matt Jackson superkicked Black and Buddy. Omega and Black exchanged strikes. Nick Jackson had his ankle pulled by Julia Hart. Brody grabbed Nick, but Matt was there to help his brother with a superkick to Brody. Omega wiped out Brody with a V trigger. Kenny Omega drilled Malachi Black with a Snapdragon suplex. Julia Hart jumped on the apron in an attempt to distract Kenny. Kenny inadvertently knocked Julia off the apron with a V trigger. The House of Black grabbed Kenny, spiked him with Dante's Inferno. The House of Black had Omega surrounded in the ring. The Bucks pulled Buddy and Brody out of the ring, landing super kicks on the House of Black. "There is life in the Elite. They're back in the hunt," said Jim Ross. The Elite smashed Black with the BTE trigger, but Matthews was there to break up the subsequent pin attempt. Matt called for the Meltzer driver, but Matthews countered it, and the House of Black finished off Matt Jackson with Dante's Inferno. Malachi Black grabbed the pin and became the new AEW World Trios Champion. So congratulations to the House of Black. I guess one Eradicator is one fucking happy bitch this morning because she tweeted "and new," and in a couple months we're going to be saying, and in a couple weeks, whatever, we will be saying "and new" to her because she will be the new WWE SmackDown Women's Champion, and you can go fuck off, Miss Charlotte. This was a waste of my fucking time, all right? I could have done something else. This was not even worth my time. I would have rather seen more time with the Bucks and Omega than this. This was atrocious. You have all these women out there for one fucking match. Now WWE is actually thinking maybe we'll do 2 matches per night at WrestleMania. Spread the wealth, ladies. Spread the wealth, okay? AEW Women's World Championship match. Jamie Hayter versus Ruby Soho versus Saraya. Saraya, Soho, and Hayter brawled through the crowd. Saraya and Hayter returned to the ring, with Saraya stomped a mud hole into Jamie Hayter. Hayter planted Saraya on the ring apron. Ruby jumped in and dished out a suplex to Saraya. Jamie grabbed Ruby and rocked her with a Hayter breaker. Ruby drilled Saraya with Destination Unknown, but Hayter was there to break up the pin. Ruby went for a kick up. Hayter ducked it, rolled up Ruby, and pinned her. Storm jumped in the ring after the match and began to kick Hayter. Baker came in to even up the odds, but Saraya and Storm warned Baker. Ruby Soho jumped and joined Saraya and Storm in the beatdown on Hayter and Baker. Ruby Soho stabbing Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter in the back, said Excalibur. This would have been a main event for fucking Dynamite. This was not necessary to even have on Revolution. Time for the Bloodfest. We had a Texas death match. Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page. Page jumped Moxley as Mox was making his entrance. Hangman and Moxley chopped each other in the ring. They upgraded to forearms and then punches. Moxley plastered Page with a punch to the jaw. Moxley grabbed barbed wire and was about to wrap it around Adam Page, but Page blocked it. Page raked the barbed wire against Moxley's forehead. Moxley grabbed more barbed wire, wrapping it around his fist and clocking Page with it. Moxley pulled a fork out of his boot. Moxley trapped Page in a triangle and stabbed Page in the forehead repeatedly. I cannot believe that he did that. I can't believe it. After this, Dynamite better be blood free, okay? We've had our fill. Let's move on. We knew there'd be blood, but we didn't know it would be splattered, said Shivani. Moxley grabbed a steel chair that was wrapped in barbed wire and propped it in the corner. Page got to his feet and charged Moxley, but Moxley dodged Page, and sending Page crashing into the barbed wire chair. That took Crash and Burn to a whole new level, to a whole nother level. Crash and bleed, said Taz. Taz. Moxley placed Page in a single leg grab on the top of the chair, wrapped in barbed wire. Page popped up and powerbombed Moxley onto two chairs that were wrapped in barbed wire. Both wrestlers were up before the count of 10. Hangman Page wrapped his torso in barbed wire and launched himself onto Moxley on the arena floor with a moonsault. Page returned to the ring, but Mox baited him and rocked Page with a cutter. Moxley pulled out a chair with two bricks from beneath the ring. Moxley placed Page's hand in between the two bricks and stomped on it. Moxley spiked Page with a pile driver onto the steel chair. Moxley began to hogtie Page with the chain. Page bit on Moxley's hand out of sheer desperation. Moxley escaped the ring and set up a plank wrapped in barbed wire across the two chairs. Moxley went to grab Page in the ring, but Page jacked Moxley with a clothesline. The fans chanted, "This is awesome, this is awesome." Page hurled Mox in a fallaway slam onto the steel chair wrapped in barbed wire. Page followed up with a deadeye onto the barbed wire wrapped chair. Page and Moxley clawed one another on top of the turnbuckles. Moxley shoved Page off the top, sending Page crashing through the barbed wire plank on the arena floor. Page got to his feet and back in the ring in the nick of time, but Moxley was there waiting with the King Kong lariat. Page rallied back with a lariat of his own. Page went for the buckshot, but Mox countered it with a deadeye. Moxley curb stomped Page into bricks. Page managed to get to his feet, but Mox wrapped up Page with the bulldog choke. Hangman faded with Mox to let go, letting Page crumble. Moxley grabbed the chain just in case. Page got to his feet. Mox shouted, "Stay down." Page grabbed one end of the chain, pulled Moxley towards him, and threw everything he had into a lariat at Moxley. Page smashed a brick against Moxley's head. Page connected with a buckshot lariat. Mox was knocked over the top rope. The chain wrapped around his neck. Page pulled on the chain. Moxley had no choice to tap out. Winner is Moxley. Moving on to TNT Championship. King of Television, Samoa Joe versus Wardlow. Samoa Joe connected with an elbow suicida. Back in the ring, Wardlow steamrolled Joe with a running clothesline in the corner. Powerhouse Hobbs was scouting the match as he'll face the winner on Dynamite this Wednesday. Joe connected with a powerful jabs to Wardlow. Samoa Joe kicked out of Wardlow's leg somehow. Wardlow found the strength to get up and drop a senton on Timonico on Samoa Joe, right on target. Samoa Joe popped up and put Wardlow in a sleeper. Wardlow managed to get to the bottom rope to force the break. "I think Joe is surprised that Wardlow got out of that," said Tony Schiavone. Samoa Joe was searching for a muscle buster, but Wardlow countered it with a power bomb out of the corner. Samoa Joe came back with a haymaker lariat on Wardlow. Wardlow headbutted Joe and then grapevine Samoa Joe with a sleeper. Wardlow choked out Samoa Joe and became the new TNT champion. This means Wednesday it'll be Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs with the TNT championship on the line, said Excalibur. This was another match that could have been taken off. And then we would have been done by 10 o'clock. That would have been fantastic. Four-way match. The Guns, The Acclaim, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster, Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett, Danhausen and freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy for the AEW World Tag Team Championship match. Orange Cassidy drop kicked Jeff Jarrett. Danhausen tagged in and charged at Lethal in the corner with a running forearms. Danhausen took down Lethal with a Hurricane Rana. Cassidy wiped out Colton with a flying body press. Orange was looking for the Orange Punch, but Austin tagged out to Lethal. Jay Lethal nailed Orange with the Lethal combination. Caster tagged in and scoop slammed Lethal. Sonjay jumped into the ring and Bowens drop kicked Scissor Me Timbers on him. Austin dropped Bowens with a delayed vertical suplex. Bowens tagged out to Max Caster, countered the stroke by Jarrett, but Lethal was there to dish out a thrust kick. Danhausen had a face-off with Sadaman Singh. Danhausen was about to curse Sadaman when Sanjay interfered. Daddy Ass jumped in with a famouser on Sadaman. The Guns delivered a double low blow to Daddy Ass. The Acclaim hit a tandem offense on Colton. Austin charged in, but was met with an arrival and then the mic drop. Colton saved his brother, breaking up the pinfall. Jarrett grabbed his guitar and swung it at Caster. Max stripped Jarrett of the guitar, but before Max could use it, Aubrey Edwards yanked it away. Lethal cracked Max with the Golden Globe. Austin grabbed a blind tag, and Danhausen tagged in too. The Guns drilled Danhausen with a 310 to Yuma and pinned Danhausen. The Guns overcame the odds and retained the AEW World Tag Team Championship, said Excalibur. Renee Paquette interviewed the Guns after the match. FTR, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler came out to the ring and began to brawl with the Guns, and that's going to be the next person's, and I think next people who are going to challenge the Guns at Double or Nothing, and they're going to end up giving the FTR the title because they don't want him to go anywhere. Main event time. AEW World Championship 60-minute Iron Man match. MJF versus the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Danielson put MJF in a bow and arrow submission. MJF escaped, and Danielson laughed at him and mocked him by doing jumping jacks. MJF and Danielson traded arm drags, going move for move. The fans gave both wrestlers a standing ovation. MJF drilled Danielson with a DDT 15 minutes where we're down, and either man had a clear advantage. Danielson blasted MJF with a sunset flip powerbomb. Danielson tried for a Hurricane Rana, but MJF countered with a powerbomb onto his knee. Danielson scored with a tope 20 minutes into the match. MJF and Danielson hit one another with lariats. Danielson scored the first fall after his running knee hit MJF right on the target. MJF struck Danielson with a low blow, and it cost MJF one fall as he was disqualified, but then MJF scored two falls in rapid succession. It was tied 2-2. Danielson wrapped MJF's knee around the steel ring post. MJF withered in pain. MJF was able to knock Danielson off the apron. MJF jumped off the top turnbuckle with a massive elbow drop, sending Bryan Danielson through the timekeeper's table. Danielson made it back into the ring and barely beating the 10 count. MJF planted Bryan with a tombstone pile driver through the remnants of the timekeeper's table. MJF stuck Danielson with a heat seeker and pinned the challenger. MJF was up 3-2 with just 20 minutes remaining on the clock. Daniel is hurting and bleeding, said Excalibur. Moment shift again as Bryan jumped off the top turnbuckle onto MJF on the arena floor. Danielson sent MJF flying with a spider suplex. Danielson walloped MJF with a diving headbutt, which I actually cringed. I was like, oh no, why are you doing this? This is what got you in trouble in the first place. Danielson locked MJF into a submission, and MJF tapped out. It was tied back up to 3-3. MJF tried for Salt of the Earth, but Bryan rolled through and trapped MJF in the label lock. MJF transitioned and countered with the Salt of the Earth. Danielson managed to touch the bottom rope with his boot and to force the break. The fans chanted, "This is awesome. This is awesome." MJF and Danielson exchanged headbutts with one another. There were less than 5 minutes remaining. Danielson smiled and hit MJF with a chop. MJF poked Danielson in the eyes. MJF nailed Bryan with a heat seeker, but Danielson kicked out. With less than 3 minutes on the clock, MJF planted Danielson with a tombstone piledriver off the middle turnbuckle. MJF immediately clutched his knee upon the impact of the landing. With 60 seconds on the clock, Danielson locked in a single leg crab. The time elapsed, and MJF tapped out after. The match, Tony Schiavone came down, spoke to the ring announcer. Tony Khan restarted the match. It was going to be sudden death, back to the first Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12, Shawn Michaels and Bret the Hitman Hart. So that was the end of it. All right, but the champion did not. The challenger did not get the title. It was the champion that retained. So they had an element of that match, which, okay, I'm okay with, but please stop this. Okay, do your own, like, oh my God moment, okay? Tony Schiavone received communication from Tony Khan over the headset. Schiavone walked down to the ring as MJF was being administered oxygen. Justin Roberts announced that Tony Khan would not allow this match to end in a draw. It would be sudden death, with the next fall winning the match. MJF shoved the referee, and the referee shoved back. Danielson cradled MJF for a near fall. MJF pulled the ref close and then low blowed Danielson with a back kick. MJF tried for a pin, but Danielson kicked out. MJF was about to use the Dynamite Diamond Ring when Danielson connected with a reverse Hurricane Rana. Danielson waffled MJF with the running knee for a 2 count. "This is freaking epic," said Taz. Danielson put MJF in a single leg submission. MJF grabbed the bottom rope and then tapped Danielson. Didn't see MJF grab the rope, only hearing the tap. MJF cracked Danielson with the oxygen tank, unbeknownst to the ref. MJF put Danielson in the label lock, and Danielson finally tapped out. And that was the end of Revloution. They are going to be for Wednesday, they're going to be at the Golden One Arena in Sacramento, California. So that is that. It wasn't the best, but it was what it was. It was wrestling, and it was good wrestling, and that's all I really care about. Storylines are just another situation. I'm not going to get into that because you all know how I feel about that. So I hope everybody had a good time last night. I hope everybody is starting to gear up for WrestleMania. I'm going to cover it as best as I can because obviously you know that I don't watch Raw or SmackDown anymore. And I will be giving you the best I possibly can. And this week is also Roadblock for NXT. So there's going to be a women's match. I think it's Roxanne Perez versus Meiko Satomura. And I don't know if there's going to be a NXT championship match. I believe maybe. I don't know. Or they're going to wait till that for the Stand and Deliver match special coming up on, I believe, Saturday, right before WrestleMania. But I want everybody to have a great Monday. Please go check out everything on my YouTube channel. While you're there, please subscribe, like, and share all my videos. And please turn on the bell for notifications so you know what's going on, so you know when I post or when I upload, because I can't go live because of my stupid internet. It's slow connection and everything like that. Please join me this Friday for episode 281. We're going to get the fallout of AEW Revolution. And so do that. And before I do the rest of my spiel, mothers and parents really need to start educating their kids when it comes to professional wrestling. I'm sick of this. Two nights this week. We had it on SmackDown and we had it on Revolution. Parents need to start talking to their children and stop coddling them. It's a cruel world out there. Don't make it so easy. Let them be strong. Like my mother passed away last year, and it's almost a year on the 26th. I didn't have it easy. I struggle and I still struggle, So kids need to start learning how to struggle and stop having the parents do everything for them. All right? Just a little food for thought. Please go check me out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, Mel's Match Chat. Please go check me out on Snapchat and Facebook. Please go check out the people over at harrys.com. Go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Please go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Please also go check out the people over at Death Witch Coffee at deathwitchcoffee.com. And this Friday, please go support local indie wrestling and its House of Glory. I think it's Glory. I'm losing my mind here. With Glory comes pride. If there's any tickets where it looks like it's not sold out, get all the haps on HOGwrestling.net and go and enjoy the match with Darren Young and Jacob Fatu for the House of Glory World Championship. Kushida versus Low-Ki. I mean, what else do you want? You could also check it out if you don't want to get tickets. Go check it out on Fight TV and spend the money during the month. It's $7 for Fight TV. Plus, it's included in your package and everything like that. I got it locked in for $4.99. I'm an OG. I am smart. I'm locked in unless they raise it, and then hasta luego. But have a great Monday. Check out everything that's on my YouTube channel. Leave some comments in the comment section and whatnot. Please also join me on April 2nd for World Autism Awareness Day. Take a picture, wear something blue, tag me into it, hashtag it World Autism Awareness Day. Light the entire social media up in blue, because I'm the voice of the voiceless for my son. You should be too. Wear blue, because I will be too. And also, please go check out everything on my YouTube channel again. All right. Have a great Monday. I love you all. See you on Friday. Bye-bye.